I have 5 awesome business ideas if you want to start a business with little to no money. Honestly, you don't need any money to do any of these businesses that I have here today. My first idea is you can start combing people's hair. Now, there are a lot of people with type 4 hair in particular in Trinidad and Tobago, Exhibit A, but a lot of these people do not know how to comb hair. They don't have time, they don't like to do it, it's tedious for them. But if that's a skill that you have already, why not get into that and monetize that skill? So you can find your audience right in your neighborhood. You can have them come over to your house, sit right in your front porch. They don't even have to get inside your house, or you go to them and sit in their front porch and you comb their hair. I had a friend who was finishing up law school, and that's how she made extra money on the side. She had natural hair, 4C hair. She was very skilled at, doing twists and K-nose and things like that, and that's what she did to make some extra money. So all you need is to live in a neighborhood or an area where there are people with maybe little children, or maybe there's an adult who has natural hair like myself, and they want to look cute and corporate at the same time, and you could search on Pinterest some age appropriate hairstyles, so appropriate for the little ones, appropriate for the adults. You could even target the young boys who may be in secondary school, they want to get their K-nose done, or their mini twists, things like that. If that's a skill that you already have, because it really is something that you need to know a little bit about, then get into it. You don't have to have any money to start, because what do you really need? Your hands. They can provide their own combs and brushes and hair accessories if they already have it, but it doesn't cost a lot to get a comb, to get some sanitizer, to get a brush, and to get some sort of gel and hair moisturizer. You could also add on some extra services that you can provide, such as washing and drying the hair. You can also provide accessories, make recommendations about hair moisturizers that may have worked for you. Do some research on it, get into it. This is like your business, And you may say, well, I can't make a living on this. No, you can. Don't think that you can't make a living doing this. That's why people are hairdressers. But you have to start somewhere. Start small. Maybe you're out of university, maybe you just finished CXC, maybe you're just waiting for CXC results to come out, maybe you are in university, you want to make some extra money on the side. You can't own an empire tomorrow. You need to start somewhere if you don't have a business already. And this is how you start. You start small and you get going, okay? Post pictures of your work, even if it's on your little sister. It does not matter. That's still your work. Go to your neighbors. Did you notice your neighbors have, 2 little daughters in primary school, or one is in secondary school and their hair is still natural, and maybe they have 2 daughters and a son and he has hair on his head. I don't know. Go find your customers. You can do this. So, combing hair. That's number 1. Number 2. Oh my goodness. I would certainly pay for this. I would want a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is somebody who does online work for businesses, whereby maybe you're answering messages on their social media. I would so pay for somebody to do that for me, to answer my Instagram messages, my WhatsApp messages, to reply and to tell people if things are available. So you can be a virtual assistant. You can type up documents for businesses. You can even do things like editing and proofreading, which can be seen as number 3. Editing and proofreading is a big deal. There are a lot of people who would love for somebody who is competent to actually read their work, make changes that the spell checker cannot do for them. Also tweaking so that the words sound more professional, sound more intelligent, sound more formal, that sort of thing. So if you have a degree in something like communications or linguistics, literature, you may be very capable of doing something like this. You may also have, a 1 in communication studies for A levels for 6th form. Maybe you have a distinction in CXC English A, and you feel very confident in yourself. Now, there are a lot of people with a 1 for CXC, and they are not capable of doing this job. So let's be honest with ourselves, okay? If you feel like you are good at the English language, or even Spanish or French, because you don't have to do this in Trinidad only. The good thing about editing and proofreading is that there are people abroad who want these services as well. The next one is a really good one. I would pay for all these services except combing the hair, because I like combing my own hair. But the third one is being a personal shopper. Now hold up. I don't know what you think a personal shopper is, but a personal shopper goes to stores, whether online or not, for individuals, for businesses, that sort of thing. They buy what the people need, and you charge money, obviously, because you're taking your time, maybe your car, you may be traveling. You can travel and do all these things, and it's not even a big deal. You don't need to have a vehicle. But basically, you are doing personal shopping for people who don't have time or they don't want to do it for themselves. So this is a really good one, because you may think personal shopping is just about buying clothes for the person, but it's not like that. There are a lot of people who need to get stuff from Pennywise every month. There are people who need stuff at the grocery. They don't have the time. They don't want to stand in line at PriceSmart. You know what I mean? One of my favorite ideas for this personal shopping is using seasonal needs that people may have. For example, what month are we in now? What's coming up? The start of a new term. What do people need to buy? People need books. OMG. When you get a book list, now I have not had the experience of using a book list, buying books from a book list for myself or for my own child, but I had to do it for somebody last year.
Hated it.
So I would definitely pay for somebody else to do that kind of run around for me. Some people don't have time for all that drama, but you have time, because time is money and you're gonna let them pay you for your time. And there are a lot of people out there, you would be surprised, but there are a lot of people out there who do not want to have to go to a bookstore and fight up with 10 other parents at the counter to get books. You can make yourself available for these sort of seasonal services. You can also throw in some extra things that parents would also want, like covering the books, you know, the brown paper and all that, or maybe the clear paper. I don't know what's the thing these days for schools, but you can throw in extra services that are adjacent to the thing that you're already providing, the service that you're already providing, you know what I mean? So you can cover books. Obviously you can get stationery, you can throw in, you can buy the socks, you can do all those things, because it's one trip, you know what I mean? It's not going to be easy, because obviously you have to do some footwork, you have to do some walking around, and you want to get the best prices for people and figure out how you want to charge them. Is it that you price everything, you bring it back to them, and then they know what the cost is going to be, and you add on your cost? Are you going to charge them for finding out the prices? Because that in itself is a job. I don't do that for free. Just to price the books, call around, go to the stores, things like that. That's something you could do for a cost. Think about it on your own, see if it's something that's viable for you, and decide if that's a job that you could really handle. You can do meal prep. If you can cook, bake, or even do basic things like breakfast sides, you can do meal prep for people. There are a lot of people who do not have time in the morning. If you are anything like me and you live far away from where you work on a day-to-day, you have to leave home all kinds of strange hours, like 4 and 5 and 6. 6 is not that bad, right? The sun's already up at 6. But there are a lot of people who leave very early in the morning, and they do not have time in the morning to make a healthy, wholesome breakfast. And a lot of people in Trinidad end up eating fried and baked pies that are not healthy, and they don't even get a hot cup of tea, that sort of thing, So what you can do is you can provide a meal prep service for busy parents and busy people. University students even, because they're always busy. When I was in university, I was eating properly, because I was living at home with my parents, but there were a lot of people who were eating tuna out of a can. A can. That is gross. Well, anyhow, so what you can do, this is my idea, but you can tweak it. First of all, if you can bake, all you really need to do for making bread is follow a recipe, and then you can also present your customers with some side options. You can do some cheese paste in bulk. You can do some tuna paste, chicken paste. You can do, sausage situation, that sauteed sausage thing that we do in the Caribbean. You can do that. You could do saltfish. There's so many options. You can do all the chokers, bygone choker, if you're really good at the authentic bygone choker, not stew bygone or sauteed bygone. Like, what is that? No, I'm talking about roasting the bygone. My God, don't even get me started on bygone, my favorite breakfast. Anyhow, so you can do bygone, you can do tomato choker, pumpkin, bhaji. There are a lot of options, and people want these kinds of options that are quick and easy in the morning. You slap it all together, or you throw it in a bowl, you drive off, go to work, go to school, and you heat it up in the microwave when you get to work or whatever. People love that, or they just heat it up in the microwave before they leave for work and they eat it on the way down. People love these sort of options, you know what I mean? So you can get wholesale meal prep bowls, and you can do meal prep. We haven't even started on lunch here. If you could do a really good pilau, start with that. If you could do a really good pie and callaloo and fried rice and baked chicken, start with that. I'm telling you, there's nothing you cannot find on YouTube in terms of tutorials to cook these things, and you get started that way. Come on, tell me that's not a really good idea. These are my top 5 business ideas that you could start with little to no money in Trinidad and Tobago or anywhere else in the world. You don't need a cent for most of them, for all of them actually. If you want to be really bougie, you can have $50 to invest in your business to start you up, but you really don't need any money, especially if people are going to pay you up front. So I hope that this has encouraged somebody to think of the things that you can do to make some extra money. Thanks for watching. Bye.